Hey, what's up guys, it's Matt, welcome back. Today I'm talking about Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
3, 2, 1.
Just so we're clear, that's not Detective Pikachu there. He doesn't have a hat, so that's just a normal Pikachu. And then this guy down here, this is a Charmander who is wearing a hoodie. Chavmander? Special ability is mugging and knife. So, Pokemon Detective Pikachu is the first ever CGI live action Pokemon movie. When Pokemon came about, sort of 20 years ago, I was 7, 8 at the time. Like, I was the perfect demographic for Pokemon. I got completely caught up in it. The games, the cars, the toys, absolutely everything. And I have played every single Pokemon game since the original Red and Blue, all the way up to where we are now with Let's Go Pikachu. So I would describe myself as being a fan of the franchise. Directed by Rob Letterman, starring Justice Smith and Ryan Reynolds voicing the voice of Detective Pikachu, along with Catherine Newton. The story revolves around Justice Smith's character Tim Goodman having to team up with his father's partner Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, to unravel the mystery of surrounding his apparent death. The story's all right, okay? It's if you really want to, you could completely pick it apart with plot holes. But at the end of the day, this is a kids' movie. You know, it's kind of designed to sort of please adults through a lot of the jokes that are in there. There is a cocaine joke at one point. At the same time, though, this is a movie obviously for kids, and it's kind of trying to get a whole new generation sort of into and obsessed with Pokemon. And I think for the most part, it does a good job of pleasing both crowds. As I say, the story itself isn't particularly fantastic. What made the movie good for me was seeing kind of live action versions of all these Pokemon. Charmanders and Bulbasaurs and Charizards and Pikachus and Gengar and, you know, and seeing them battle and so on, like, and just how they were sort of rendered in this almost real world was absolutely freaking amazing. 8-year-old me was screaming in his seat, couldn't believe it. The movie ultimately does rest on the shoulders of Detective Pikachu, that being Ryan Reynolds. Most of the human characters, like Justice Smith is getting a lot of rap for this movie, and I think Justice Smith was good in this movie. I think his character was a little bit of a wet towel, but not as much as everyone else is making him out to be. But the movie did very much hinge on the Pokemon, especially Pikachu, and Ryan Reynolds absolutely crushes it, playing the adorable, cute little fuzzy yellow Pokemon with a caffeine addiction. Not all of the jokes landed the way I think they wanted them to land, but ultimately I did find myself laughing quite frequently throughout the movie, so it's got that going for it. As I said, in terms of the story, I mean, it's a kids' movie at the end of the day. The storyline is highly predictable, all the twists and turns are highly predictable. There are some scenes which I just completely didn't get. I was like, well, why did that just happen? This has done nothing for the movie. It's not moved the plot forward or anything. It's just like, oh, we just need something to excite in this scene. We'll just do this. When you see it, you'll know what scene I'm on about. It's just kind of like, why is this scene in there? Okay, whatever. As I say, the main takeaway for me, sort of growing up and playing this franchise since you know it started 20 years ago, is I'm excited to see where it can go from here. Detective Pikachu was a good, fun, cheeky little start, and I'm excited to see where they go from here. You know, will they now do kind of a more traditional actual Pokemon story? You know, will we follow a trainer on his or her journey to become Pokemon Master? You know, will they make a full-on live action version of the manga or anime? You know, will we follow Red or Ash? I'm excited to see where they go with it, because the main thing this movie needed was for the Pokemon to look good in a real world environment. And they did. They really did. You know, actually seeing Charizard being all scaly and stuff like that, and it's like, you know, he looks like a bit freaking terrifying, but when you think about it, seeing a freaking Charizard or a Gyarados would be pretty damn terrifying. You know, big freaking dragon lizard things. And they did look like that, and you know, little cute Bulbasaur with his big eyes just kind of like hopping about. The Pokemon worked in the live environment, and that's ultimately what the film hinged on. I'm excited to see where they go with it. But the story of this movie was just I mean, it wasn't dreadful. It was just, like, I could watch it. It was entertaining, but yeah. So to give Pokemon Detective Pikachu a rating, I am going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. The main reason for that being is because it's a childhood dream seeing all these Pokemon almost kind of like real life, and that is absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited to see where the franchise goes. The movie was funny and heartwarming at times. The plot, though, I think they need to give the child audience a bit more credit than they do. There wasn't much detecting involved, really. It was just kind of like, oh, this thing says go here, so we go here, and then something happens, and then we go to the next point. It was just kind of following a trail rather than any kind of detective work, and I just felt it was highly predictable, and I think even for an 8-year-old kind of watching it now, I think they might be shocked by a few of the twists, but I think ultimately it's quite linear and quite predictable at times. So guys, have you seen Pokemon Detective Pikachu? Do let me know down in the comments below what you thought of it. If you've enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, take care.